Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
A hometown hero is honored today. We'll take you to the final farewell for a firefighter who died in the line of duty. A grand jury decides whether NASCAR star Tony Stewart should face charges for a driver's death on a racetrack nearly 2 months ago.
More of the same weather-wise continues across central and eastern Kentucky, but I am tracking some changes into that 7-day forecast coming up.
Welcome to WKYT News at 4. I'm Jennifer Palumbo. Our string of nice days continues. We have 70s across most of the area this afternoon. This is our live WKYT sky cam pointing toward downtown Lexington, where you can see lots of sunshine, blue skies, and a few clouds. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has a first look at the forecast. We haven't seen clouds in a little while, Chris.
Yeah, it's almost breaking news nowadays, considering how nice the pattern has been. A little bit of high cloud cover will begin to fill our skies over the next couple of days. We're going to keep the very, very nice conditions well into the 70s this afternoon. Richmond, Jackson, Covington, and Frankfort, everybody with mainly sunshiny skies throughout our part of the world. Live First Alert Defender, nothing going on. It's going to stay quiet as we go through your evening, with temperatures quickly dropping with that dry air in place into the upper 60s to around 70 at 7 o'clock, upper 50s by 9. And as we roll our way toward the late evening hours, it's not as chilly as that same point last night or the night before. Still, though, you may want to take a jacket along with you if you're going to be out late this evening with thermometers into the mid-50s. Coming up with the focus of the forecast, Jennifer, when I come back, late weekend weather changes beginning to show up. I'll show you how that may lead us into a better chance for some soggy weather when I come back in just a matter of minutes.
More than 1,000 people filled a southern Kentucky church today to say farewell to a fallen firefighter. Campbellsville firefighter Captain Tony Grider died Saturday after he was injured helping with an ice bucket challenge at Campbellsville University. Grider's funeral was today at Columbia Christian Church in his hometown. Phil Pendleton is in Adair County with our top story at 4.
There were so many people inside Columbia Christian Church for the services for Captain Tony Grider this morning that an overflow room was set up, and even in there, it was standing room only. The service lasted more than an hour and a half. There was music and a message, and people from all over the country attended. They began filing into the church this morning. Across town, a large flag was draped over the highway where the processional was to go through. Grider's family and his extended firefighting family took it all in, and dozens more, many who didn't even know him, attended. And the casket was placed on top a fire truck, where dozens of people, possibly hundreds, watched from this community. It was then taken to a cemetery about 14 miles away in Russell County, where the burial service was to begin. In Adair County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Tony Grider had been with the Campbellsville Fire Department for 16 years. He was 41. We're learning more about the driver and the victim of a hit-and-run crash at a Lexington bar. Captain Noel Espino is a member of the Guam Army National Guard. Guard officials tell WKYT Espino was in Kentucky with other Guam soldiers for training. Police say he was outside the beer trap in Chevy Chase late Friday night when a driver backed his SUV into him, then crashed into the bar. Espino remains in critical condition at UK Hospital. Former firefighter Jared McCargo is accused in the crash. Coming up on WKYT News at 6, we'll dig deeper into McCargo's past and see how this isn't his first DUI charge. Tomorrow, a memorial service will honor a former Georgetown College student who was murdered in Chile. 22-year-old Erica Hagan was found dead in her apartment earlier this month. The Kentucky woman was teaching English at a school in Chile. Police say a security guard at the school has been arrested. Hagan is from Murray in western Kentucky. A memorial service will be tomorrow in Owensboro. Another service is planned Saturday in Marshall County. Georgetown College is still planning a memorial service on campus as well. We're working on a number of other stories for WKYT beginning at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. The Better Business Bureau is warning small businesses about a scam involving the Yellow Pages. The BBB warns the international scammers pose as reps from the Yellow Pages and send invoices to companies for advertising they never placed. The Better Business Bureau says the scam is common. Coming up on WKYT News at 4:30, we will show you what to watch out for so you don't become a victim of these types of scams. Should Kentucky police departments be allowed to use surplus equipment from the military? Kentucky lawmakers discuss that question today in Frankfort. Coming up on WKYT News at 5:30, you will hear two sides of the issue. And a Central Kentucky horse rescue facility needs help after taking in a large number of horses. Back on Friday, 2 horses were rescued in eastern Kentucky, and just last month, 5 horses were rescued in Bourbon County. Coming up on WKYT News at 5:30, you will hear from the Kentucky Equine Humane Center in Nicholasville on how you can help. And that's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Sam. Now to stories making headlines across the nation at 4. President Obama says the world is at a crossroads and America will lead it down the right path. His comments came this morning at the United Nations General Assembly, where he called for a more inclusive fight against global threats. Mary Maloney has details.
World leaders gathered at the United Nations heard a call to action from President Barack Obama.
This speaks to a central question of our global age, whether we will solve our problems together in a spirit of mutual interest and mutual respect, or whether we descend into the destructive rivalries of the past.
In his address to the UN, the president says the U.S. is ready to lead the charge on the most urgent issues facing the world, like terrorism, climate change, and Ebola.
The United States of America will not be distracted or deterred from what must be done.
President Obama spoke on extremism and the need to stop terror groups like ISIS and quell sectarian violence in the Middle East.
Whether the nations here today will be able to renew the purpose of the UN's founding, and whether we will come together to reject the cancer of violent extremism.
He says the key to future peace is the youth.
If young people live in places where the only option is between the dictates of a state or the lure of an extremist underground, then no counterterrorism strategy can succeed.
The president also pushed for more global involvement in containing a different kind of threat, the Ebola virus.
We need a broader effort to stop a disease that could kill hundreds of thousands, inflict horrific suffering, destabilize economies, and move rapidly across borders.
In Atlanta, I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
The president is also leading a special session of the United Nations Security Council focused on ISIS. A grand jury has decided against charging NASCAR star Tony Stewart in the August death of another driver at a sprint car race in upstate New York. Stewart's car struck and killed Kevin Ward Jr. at a dirt track. Ward had climbed from his car after it had spun while racing alongside Stewart. The 20-year-old walked down the track waving his arms in an apparent attempt to confront the 3-time NASCAR champion. The front of Stewart's car appeared to clear Ward, but Ward was struck by the right rear tire and hurtled through the air. He died from blunt force trauma. Also, a toxicology test performed on Ward determined he was under the influence of marijuana at the time of the crash. Police in Virginia are searching for a man in connection to the disappearance of a missing University of Virginia student. 18-year-old Hannah Graham disappeared 2 weekends ago from the city's downtown mall area. Police have obtained an arrest warrant charging 32-year-old Jesse Leroy Matthew Jr. with her abduction. Matthew was last seen on surveillance video walking with Graham. The spookiest time of the year is just around the corner. Coming up in WKYT's Money Watch, we'll tell you why the cost of Halloween could scare some folks.
How users are now getting paid to post on social media. I'm Gatchaman in San Francisco. All of that story coming up.
Wall Street bouncing back after 2 down days. The Dow jumped 154 points today to close at 17,210. The Nasdaq added 47 and the S&P 500 picked up 16 to close at 1998. Kroger is teaming up with a California wine marketer for a line of ready-to-drink single-serve wine beverages. Our partners at the Herald Leader report the flavors include a sangria-like red wine, a Sonoma brew, which is a blend of red wine and cola, a white wine spritzer, and an adult take on cream soda with Chardonnay and vanilla. The canned wine will be sold exclusively at Kroger stores nationwide starting next spring. Halloween is a little more than a month away, and it can be a costly holiday for some families. A new study finds Halloween spending will top $11.3 billion this year. The average household will spend $125 on candy, costumes, and decorations. About 20% of the people surveyed say they will spend more than last year. Facebook earned nearly $5.5 billion during the first half of this year alone, but a relative newcomer to the social media industry believes some of that money should have actually gone to the people who use the site. Begad Shaban reports on a new kind of social media twist.
Hi, we're the besties.
Nicole Johnson and Carrie Finkley are two actresses trying to make it in Hollywood. They used to post their comedic videos on Facebook and Twitter, but now they also use Bubbaloo's, a free social media site that pays people for their posts. Users can attach video, pictures, and text to their pages and earn a penny for every like, view, and comment. Nicole and Carrie's 10 posts earned them nearly $100.
We put a lot of time and effort into these videos, so it's nice to actually get a little compensation for the work that we do.
26-year-old Arvin Dixit says he created Bubbaloo's, based in San Francisco, after watching Facebook make billions off a website where users supply content without getting paid.
We wanted to kind of put a stop to that rather than just have, a network that's built up on, basically the ideas of other people.
Bubbaloo's makes money off advertising. While the company won't say how much it's paid out to its more than 300,000 users, Dixit tells us some people have made as much as $10,000 since the site launched 2 years ago. Nicole and Carrie say it's not just about the money.
It's a matter of respect, too. And so when we feel respected, then we also respect the work.
Action.
So until they catch that big break, they're happy just collecting a penny for their thoughts. Begad Shaban, CBS News, San Francisco.
Bubbaloo's pays its users in $50 increments, so depending on how viral your post becomes, it could be a while before you get your first paycheck. The company's main competitor is a website called Bonzo.me, which offers a similar service and promises to give 80% of its advertising dollars to its members.
The hustle and bustle is on with the Lafayette Drama Department. I'm Deanne Stevens out and about at Lafayette preparing for their production of 12 Angry Men.
I can't imagine too many folks angry at the weather as of right now. Gorgeous sky conditions throughout central and eastern Kentucky. All good things, though, try to come to an end in the 7-day forecast. I'll show you when in a moment.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey and First Alert Defender.
Weather again today, absolutely spectacular across the land. Little increase in temperatures from yesterday. We'll do it a little better over the next couple of days as well. We should keep that sky camera that we have out there. Okay, we'll keep the sky camera. We'll keep the view that is on the sky cam with a mix of some blue skies and a little bit of overcast conditions trying to develop. Those are ice crystal clouds. You're going to notice more and more of those coming up over the next several days. Current temperatures into the mid and a few upper 70s showing up into parts of central and northern Kentucky. Into the eastern part of the state, still some areas closer to 70 degrees. Mid and upper 70s, south central and southwestern parts of the area. Columbia, back into parts of Casey County. We're at 78 degrees, 78 down around the Lake Cumberland area as well. Live First Alert Defender, whole lot of nothing across Kentucky. Mild to warm weather setting up shop across the Ohio Valley. Big storm system, double barrel area of low pressure off the Carolinas that is going to lift to our north. So it's a very close call with southeastern Kentucky in getting in on some clouds and showers. The majority of that, though, going to stay to your east. Next 24 hours, boy, looks familiar, huh? Temperatures this evening quickly as the sun sets. We're going to drop them into the low 60s around 8 o'clock. Mid-50s coming up by 11. Upper 40s to around 50 tomorrow morning. Had a few spots this morning right at 40 degrees, so another chilly beginning to the day. We'll end it with thermometers back into the upper 70s on a breezy and a mild note. Let's take you through the evening. Low 60s to the mid-50s between 8 and 11. Tomorrow morning, not as chilly as this morning, which wasn't as chilly as yesterday morning. You get the theme here, right? Temperatures over the next few days slowly coming up a little bit. Already low 70s around noon tomorrow. Heading into the afternoon, mid to upper 70s across the entire region. Tomorrow night, we're back into the low 50s to start out your Friday, and by Friday afternoon, hello weekend and hello temperatures that will be similar to what we're having tomorrow with a lot of upper 70s in there. Saturday forecast, upper 70s flirting with 80 degrees. Well, watch for the potential for a shower to creep back into our picture as we go into Sunday with temperatures into the mid and upper 70s. That's that change that we've been talking about now for a couple of days. Upper 40s, chilly overnight, little valley fog that will be out there. Forecast for the rest of the day, it's breezy, it is mild. Into the upper 70s we go. Upper 70s to around 80 Friday and Saturday afternoon. A few more clouds both of those days. And on Saturday, southern Kentucky, you'll have to keep an eye out for a stray shower or two. Those showers, though, will really increase by Sunday night into Monday and Tuesday. That's a pretty good round of some showers likely to push in here as we go into Sunday night and Monday. Leftover stuff on Tuesday. Most of next week is spent with temperatures in the 70s. That's until the end of the week. There's a big change likely lurking just beyond that 7-day forecast. Let's get a check on traffic with Officer Don.
A couple of issues. One's on High Street near Lexington Avenue. A water main break there has the right lane closed. Traffic backing up on High at Lexington Avenue right now in the downtown area. There's a collision on Parker's Mill just before Man o' War. It looks like one lane of Parker's Mill is blocked. And finally, outbound Harrodsburg Road, 8 to 10 minutes away through the crossover. Now back to the studio.
Driver and download the Waze app. Go to WKYT.com. Under the News tab, click on Traffic for more information. 12 Angry Men is an American drama from the 1950s telling the story of a jury as they decide a young man's fate.
And the drama comes to life this weekend with the help of one Central Kentucky high school, Deanne Stevens, who else is out and about today. And she joins us from Lafayette High with a whole lot more. Hi there, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys, from Beeler Auditorium here at Lafayette High School, where they are preparing for a big weekend this weekend. 12 Angry Men will be taking place on this stage. We have Hannah and Scott with us, juror number 3 and 8. Did I get that right?
Yes, ma'am.
12 Angry Men. Tell us about the show.
Well, it's kind of the story about 12 jurors who just come in from a murder case, and they have to decide on the guilt or innocence of this man, and these kind of racial prejudices and past experiences kind of throw personal judgment into it and distort things. And there's juror number 8 who brings us all to ground level.
I was going to say, I hear juror number 8's a pretty important part of the whole thing.
Yes, she's a very stubborn character that definitely wants people to see her point of view, and really makes the whole process a lot longer than all the other jurors were intending.
Lafayette Drama Department, well known for some great performances that you guys put on. Talk a bit about that and being in high school and how much fun it is.
It's a great experience. I love it in Lafayette Drama. I've been privileged to be a part of almost every production since I got in high school, and I really love the atmosphere and our director, and I think it's a great experience for high schoolers.
Well, I was going to say, it really adds to your whole high school experience, doesn't it?
I mean, it's the main thing is it is kind of intimidating, because you were saying it's very well known and there are some great people that come out of this program and everything, but once you get into it and once you start doing the performances and everything, you're proud of that instead of nervous, because you're proud to be a part of it.
You nervous about this weekend because things kick off tomorrow?
Well, usually, but for a high school show, this is very well put together. I'm not very nervous about this at all. I think we're ready.
Okay, practicing a lot?
Yes, ma'am. We rehearsal every night, and I think, like Scott said, we're very prepared.
Okay, well, coming up at 4:50, we're going to let them do a little performance from 12 Angry Men. Tickets are available. You can get them at the door. Things kicking off tomorrow night. There's a show Friday and Saturday, as well as a matinee on Sunday. Come check out the Lafayette Drama Department, right? Say, come check them out. Yeah. Cheer them on, yeah? Even the guys in the audience, yeah? Come check them out, and don't forget to check them out at 4:50. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at Lafayette. Back to you guys.
Those 12 people at the table did not look angry.
Yeah, they had a unanimous verdict. Come watch them, right?
Yes, a very talented group, too,
Exactly.
so we encourage you to check them out. Well, some iPhones getting bent out of shape. Find out why coming up in Better Living. And the war on obesity just got an unlikely partner. How soda companies are pledging support. Ahead on WKYT News at 4. It's time for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Apple's largest iPhone is bringing in big bucks for the company. The iPhone 6 Plus sells for $750. That's $100 more than the iPhone 6. A new report from IHS Technology, a research firm, says the larger version only costs Apple $215 to make. That's about $15 more than the smaller version. But some iPhone 6 Plus customers have taken to social media to complain that their phone's thinner and bigger aluminum body is bending while they have it in their pockets. So far, Apple has not responded. Coke, Pepsi, and Dr. Pepper all say they'll work to reduce the calories Americans get from their beverages by 20% over the next decade. The beverage companies will more aggressively market smaller sizes and diet drinks. The announcement was made at the Clinton Global Initiative in New York City and comes as the country's 3 biggest soda makers face pressure over the role of sugary drinks in fueling obesity rates. Toy Insider is out with its list of 20 toys kids will be pining for this holiday season. For infants and toddlers, it's an interactive smart chair. For preschoolers, Frozen is still hot with a Frozen sing-along boombox and a singing Elsa doll making the list. For more health, education, and consumer news, go to WKYT.com and click on Better Living. Now let's head over to Chris, and there is nothing frozen in this forecast.
Oh, absolutely not. It's beautiful, fantastic instead of frozen. Frankfurt Skycam looking A-OK. Jackson Skycam looking even better. Look at that visibility. Boy, as far as the eye can see, and nothing going on across the land except those temperatures now into the mid-70s. We look pretty good, and we're going to hold on to those mid and upper 70s over the next couple of days. But I do have changes showing up at your 7-day forecast, at least toward the second half of that. We can't ride this gravy train forever. We'll talk more about it straight ahead. WKYT News at 4:30 begins right now.